C Dwyer. I've been working in the area of cybersecurity and risk and compliance now for over 30 years. And at this stage of my career, I'm spending a lot of time sharing knowledge to our Cyber Risk Academy and events like this, which is great to see organizations like Serverplex, ManageEngine actually create so much awareness around the subject. So when we talk about emerging trends, people are often thinking about that almost taken for granted that they have everything already in place. Well, newsflash, they don't. So let's park emerging trends. And emerging trends will be things around emerging technology like AI and so on. And we see the bad guys using that technology all the time. We see more collaboration between nation-state actors such as Vladimir Putin and organized criminal groups. But I think it's more important that the people, the delegates that have came along today and those that are watching this video concentrate on making sure they have the baseline controls in place, because that is what will prevent over 90% of attacks. This morning we talked about things like phishing, we talked about two-factor authentication, what people refer to as basics. So by turning your head and focusing on just the newest and most advanced stuff, they will tend to be what we call APTs, advanced persistent threats, and they tend to be aimed at bigger organizations. So I would definitely suggest that people concentrate on having the basics in place. I think even actually one of the audience members brought that up today and thought that a lot of this legislation that we're looking at is stifling innovation in some way. But it's not. What it's doing is it's supporting innovation, because we can innovate, we can embrace technology. It's not about the fear factor of all these threat actors that are out to cause us harm and that. It's about how do we do this properly? How do we build morality into things like AI? How do we build security and risk management into solutions that we're providing for customers, for clients, and so on? So it's about doing it properly. And a lot of the new regulations and new guidance that is coming from the likes of even the financial sector, things like DORA, Digital Operational Resilience Act, is all about making sure the business plan, the business strategy, the innovation is lined up with the technology to support it properly. So in many ways, it's supporting that. It's not a free-for-all and worrying about afterwards when something goes wrong, go, how do we retrofit security? Well, there's a number that I would certainly suggest people look at embracing. Things like the NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0. That was updated in February of this year. I think it was February 26th. And that is a fit for purpose for all sectors, all sizes approach to putting in a cybersecurity framework in an organization. And you're not just stuck then with the NIST cybersecurity framework, because you can use that for DORA compliance, for GDPR compliance, for PCI. You can use that and complement it with CIS controls. It gives you that flexibility in that approach. So that is certainly somewhere I would focus people straight away to look at that as an approach. Now, from a regulation point of view, the most interesting regulation out there mentioned there is DORA, Digital Operational Resilience Act. That is law from January the 17th, right across Europe for all financial organizations and those that support them. So, and it's a harmonized approach. It's about taking out this quagmire of, hey, they do it this way in Brussels, they do it this way in Luxembourg, they do it that way in France, they do it this way in Germany, and this way in Ireland, and so on. Harmonized approach to everything. Make sure we're all on the same page. That kind of approach is really, really interesting from a regulatory perspective. So I wear two hats. The first hat, if you like, is I'm CEO of an organization called Cyber Risk International. We've developed a piece of technology that helps organizations self-assess their level of cyber risk within their organization and to self-empower themselves to be able to do the things they need to do. And that tool is called CyberPrism, cyberprism.com. Over 10 years ago, I think it was back in 2011, is when we established the ICTTF. That's the International Cyber Threat Task Force. And we originally set this up as almost a not-for-profit initiative from the point of view that we wanted to create a community. We used the Irish phrase, Ninjarka Curla Kayla, which meant in unity there's strength. And we very quickly focused on the fact that it takes a network to defeat a network. The bad guys are networked. They work together, they share information, they train each other, they help each other, they have events, all that kind of stuff. So we created the antithesis of that, which was the ICTTF. And during COVID, we were faced to go beyond events and to create an online cyber risk academy. And now we've over 12,000 alumni through our academy. We're training them on DORA, NIST cybersecurity, cyber risk, everything else. And it's business level training, so we can empower business owners and those at a strategic and operational level to know and not be afraid, to give them the confidence and the competence of what they need to do.